This is my favorite game of the weekend. This game, with the exception of maybe Bills Chiefs, this is the best game of the weekend for me, man. This is the game I'm circling. This is the game I cannot wait to see what happens, man. The San Francisco 49ers, fresh off their impressive win over the Dallas Cowboys in an upset, beat the Dallas Cowboys, are now traveling to number one seed Lambeau to face the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers, who was the MVP last year, most likely the MVP this year. And those boys in Green Bay, man, just wow, man, what a game this is going to be. I have so much invested in this game. One, I'm a huge 49ers fan, not really of the team per se, but I have so many, there's so many guys, so many coaches on this team that I just love, the staff as well, or rather the management as well. John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan, just two guys on the same page. I love seeing head coach, GM, pairings on the same page. They both know what each other want. They both know how to piece together, and that's why they're still in the playoffs. They have a really good relationship, man. And with guys like Deebo Samuel, I've loved Deebo Samuel, way before he blew up. George Kittle, same thing. I was a huge fan of George Kittle before he blew up. Jimmy Garoppolo, I talk a lot of nonsense about Jimmy, but I am a fan of his. I like Jimmy, and I guess the reason I'm so hard on Jimmy is because I want to see him succeed, man. I really do like Jimmy Garoppolo. It's just sometimes he'll throw a bonehead interception and it makes it go like, what are you doing? Why'd you do that? But I want him to succeed. I'm a big fan of Jimmy G. Trey Lance, who they drafted, was my favorite quarterback prospect out of that draft class. It's awesome to see that he's going to pair with Kyle Shanahan for the future of this team. Big fan of Trey Lance. Trent Williams is a stud. Who doesn't love Trent Williams? Perhaps the best left tackle in football this year. Brandon Ayuk, another stud player I like. Moving on to defense, Nick Bosa, of course. You can't talk about this defense without mentioning Nick Bosa. He's a stud. Eric Armstead, another stud. Fred Warner. Secondary is a little bit iffy, but Ambry Thomas, a rookie they drafted this past offseason, kind of come on late, caught the interception to win the game against the Rams the final week of the season. Had a good game against the Eagles as well. He's starting to build some confidence and understand what the team's asking of him. We got to praise D'Amico Ryans too, man, because coming in as a rookie defensive coordinator, this is his first year coaching an entire defense. And largely, he's done an amazing job, man. Really, the secondary's weak, but that's mainly because they've lost so many guys along that secondary. But he's done a great job, man, coaching this team, coaching this defense back up. It's not quite the defense it was 2 years ago when they went to the Super Bowl, but it's pretty damn close. And that's a credit to him in his first year coaching that team up. Man, the 49ers, I love this team. And I'm rooting for them to win. I definitely am rooting for them to win. But I gotta be objective. I gotta be realistic. And the Green Bay Packers, for my money, are the best team in the playoffs, led by Aaron Rodgers. Dallas, as much as I like Dak Prescott as a person, we got to be honest here. He didn't play a good game. 250 yards, touchdown, interception. He didn't do too much. He did have a rushing touchdown as well, but he played a bad game. Aaron Rodgers is not playing a bad game. He's not. Aaron Rodgers is going to be good. You can only hope to contain him to being good. You don't want him to be phenomenal, but he'll always be good. He's never going to put you in a bad position, never going to put his team in a bad position. He's just too good for that. And on top of that, Matt LaFleur is a very good coach. We saw the Cowboys play uninspired, 14 penalties, didn't know what they were doing, just going with the flow, bad management, time management. Matt LaFleur's not gonna have any of that. Matt LaFleur's gonna call a good game, a great game. The team's not gonna be out of place. The team's gonna know what they need to do. He's gonna scheme guys open. He's gonna put his best players in a position to win. Mike McCarthy doesn't do any of that. Kellen Moore and these guys, they don't do that. So the Niners, they played good, don't get me wrong, but the Cowboys shot themselves in the foot a lot. And still, they had a chance to win the game at the end. The 49ers are going to have to play near flawless football to beat the Packers in Lambeau, because Aaron Rodgers and Matt LaFleur are going to be near flawless in the way that they approach this game too. Davante Adams could go off in this game because the Niners defense is struggling, and Matt LaFleur knows how to get Davante open. He knows how to scheme him open, man. That's one of the things I really like about LaFleur, is that he doesn't overthink things. He knows Davante's a beast, and he gets them the football because he's a beast. Don't overthink things. Sometimes it is that simple. Get your best players the football. Matt LaFleur does that. And on top of that, all the guys that are coming back for Green Bay, man. David Bakhtiari, their stud left tackle, is back. Randall Cobb is back. Alan Lazard is starting to find a groove in this offense. You always have MVS to worry about downfield. Zadarius Smith going on the defensive side of this team. Zadarius Smith is supposed to come back. Jair Alexander is supposed to come back. The Packers are getting healthy at the right time, man. And that's going to make it very difficult to beat this Packers team in Lambeau on top of that. Now, I did see a point by TFG, shout out to him once again, is that the Packers, with David Bakhtiari back and Josh Myers potentially coming back as well, the rookie second round pick that they drafted ahead of Creed Humphrey, by the way, which that always looked bad, but it looks real bad right now. But he's also coming back, and he's going to be starting apparently. So they're going to be shuffling this offensive line for Green Bay. And that's one interesting aspect where San Francisco could take advantage. Because I know Nick Bosa's in the concussion protocol, but all signs point to him being ready to play this game, which is a big, big plus for the Niners. And that defensive line, man, DeMeco Ryans keeps those guys fresh, constant rotation. Guys like DJ Jones and Arden Key, some other lesser known guys, Charles Omenihu. He's got a constant rotation. He keeps those guys fresh. And that's where the 49ers could make this game very close, is exploiting that makeshift offensive line for Green Bay, forcing Rodgers to be jittery in the pocket, and that's how you make him make mistakes. You rush 4, you can't blitz him. You rush 4, you get pressure with 4, you drop back 6, or 7, and you make Rodgers make a mistake by pressuring him. Same thing with Tom Brady. Same thing with these top quarterbacks. You get them jittery in the pocket, sack them a little bit early. That's how the 49ers can win this game. It all starts early. They need to establish their running game, and they need to establish that pass rush. Get Rodgers off script, get Rodgers, jittery in the pocket, and then on top of that, smash them with your running game. Eli Mitchell, Deebo Samuel, even Brandon Ayuk was running the ball well against the Cowboys rather. I thought he got a rushing attempt. I could have sworn he had a rushing attempt. Maybe it counted as a pass. Maybe it was one of those little pitch in fronts instead of handing it off to him behind the quarterback. So, but yeah, all those guys can get involved in the running game. Hell, maybe even Trey Lance gets a run or two. If you remember, these two teams played earlier on in the year, and it was 30-28. It was in San Francisco though, so that's already going to be a big difference. But what was the point I wanted to make? Damn it. I completely forgot the point. Oh, Trey Lance had a rushing touchdown right before halftime. The 49ers could get nothing going, and they handed off to Trey Lance on 4th and goal before half, and Lance scored a touchdown for him. Maybe he could do something like that again. And with Jimmy dealing with a shoulder injury and a a hand issue on his throwing hand, maybe they get Trey Lance involved. Who knows? That would be very interesting, man. But as you can see from this game, Davante Adams had 12 catches. Shout out to Matt LaFleur, man. He knows how to get Davante Adams involved, and that's what I love about him. But the Niners only had 31 yards for 10 carries. That was their leading rusher, Trey Sermon. That's not gonna happen again. Eli Mitchell, Deebo Samuel. This was before they fully unleashed Deebo. Both those guys are gonna have a great time running the ball, I think. But another thing I want to talk about to why I think the 49ers rather, could make this close. The Packers played a tough game in Lambeau against the Cleveland Browns, and the Browns are a very similarly constructed team to the 49ers. Now, the Browns don't have receivers like the Niners. Fair play to Jarvis Landry. I like him a lot. But they don't have a guy like Deebo. They don't have a guy like Ayuk. They don't have a George Kittle. But their running games are very similar. And Nick Chubb ran roughshod on this Packers defense to the tune of 7 yards a carry. Dearness Johnson had 14.5 yards a carry on just 4 carries. But he almost had 60 yards on just 4 touches. That's crazy. The Browns ran the ball very well against this Packers team and made it a close game. That was despite Baker throwing 4 interceptions. They made this a close game. A 2-point game, man. So, that's just to say that the Niners have a real shot in this game. I know the Packers, like I said, are the best team, and I'm picking them to win. But the Niners have a real shot in this game, man. So long as Jimmy just keeps it clean. Don't turn it over. Don't force situations. Keep it clean, man. If Jimmy can keep it clean, Niners can win the game. But it starts with Jimmy not turning the ball over, and them establishing the run game early. Punch him in the mouth. Smash him early. And getting Aaron Rodgers off his script early. This game is going to be won and lost early on. If the Niners can't run the ball, if Jimmy's making bad throws and they're giving Aaron Rodgers short fields, forget about it. They can't dig themselves out of a hole against the Packers. I just don't think they can do that. In Lambeau, January with A.J. Dillon going to be smashing them. You're not going to want to tackle A.J. Dillon in the cold, man. So the Niners have to establish themselves early in this game to have a shot late to win the game. But ultimately, I'm going to go with Green Bay here. I just think they have too much talent. Aaron Rodgers, Matt LaFleur in Lambeau, that's a tough ask for anybody. Let alone the Niners team who struggles with consistency, man. And that all stems from Jimmy Garoppolo. So I got the Packers winning, advancing to the NFC Championship. And eventually I think they'll win the Super Bowl. But we'll take it 1 week at a time. That's the video, guys. Make sure you like it. Please like the video. Subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all the good shit. All in the description below. Let me know who you think is going to win between the Packers and Niners, and let me know why you think one or the other is going to win. Appreciate the love, appreciate the support as always, and take it easy.